Hi, I'm Max Porterfield, President and CEO of Visionary Copper and Gold. I'm here today to share with you our exciting year ahead as we transition the company to our Point Leamington deposit in the province of Newfoundland here in Canada, where we're close proximity to infrastructure. And we're starting with a significant resource base that's rich in gold, copper, zinc, and silver. So it's a polymetallic deposit that hasn't seen modern exploration since the early 2000s. And we're really excited to kickstart that as we start things here in the new year in 2026 with our first phase one exploration drilling campaign. So it sits today, Point Leamington deposit itself is located roughly 35 kilometers north of Grand Falls-Windsor and is about 20 kilometers from the community of Point Leamington. The deposit itself is unique in that it sits within a mineral lease, so there is advanced permitting. It was originally discovered in 1971 by Noranda, and has been advanced by some pretty prestigious companies by the likes of Rubicon, as well as BHP, who optioned the property in 1999 and held it to 2001. The last exploration drilling on the property was in 2004, and subsequent to that, there's been some airborne electromagnetics that was done on the property. But in terms of exploration drilling, again, this is the first exploration drilling in over 20 years, which we're really excited to kickstart and get into. As it sits today, Point Leamington deposit itself is one of the largest unmined massive sulfide deposits on the island of Newfoundland. As I mentioned before, it was discovered first in 1971 by Noranda and was drilled out, as you can see today, with the resource estimate that sits within a mineral lease. So today, in terms of a pit-constrained mineral resource estimate, the deposit's got 5 million tons in the indicated category at 2.5 gram per ton gold equivalent. And then the inferred mineral resource, we're looking just shy of 14 million tons, grading 2.24 gram per ton gold equivalent. And then we also have an out-of-pit resource as well, but the bulk of the resource sits in pit. And again, that's a substantial resource. That resource is made up of over 500,000 ounces of gold, 8 million ounces of silver, 170 million pounds of copper, and 700 million pounds of zinc. So again, the deposit is rich in both critical and precious metals, been drilled out to the 350 meter level, and we're looking to dramatically expand that with near-surface exploration in phase one. At the conclusion of phase one, we'll be looking to a phase two campaign that look to continue to define and upgrade the current resource base, as well as begin stepping out and delineating from new discoveries that were made in this upcoming phase one campaign that we're looking to commence imminently. I'm actually located here in St. John's right now as I speak to you, gearing up to get this exploration campaign underway and kickstarted, which we're very, very excited about. We'll be testing in this upcoming campaign a couple of target areas, one of which is extending the deposit along strike to the south. Right now, the current strike extent of the Point Leamington deposit is over 500 meters, and there's support that could extend well over 1 kilometer by testing some modern airborne EM anomalies that you can see here on the screen that I'm sharing with you. As well as here's what the pit-constrained resource looks like. Our goal is to increase the resource base through exploration drilling this year and grow that pit-constrained resource. And one of that is, again, testing the deposit's expansion to the south, as well as test a lower footwall zone of mineralization that you can see here in this blue area that I'm marking. When you look at nearby deposits like the Ming deposit, and Ming started at 4 million tons, and now it's grown significantly north of 50-60 million tons today. And a big bulk of that resource growth has been on a lower footwall horizon that you can see I'm circling here on Ming that hosts a significant portion of that high-grade copper mineralization in the footwall. But because of the way Point Leamington was drilled out historically, that opportunity wasn't realized, and we're looking to execute there and grow a substantial resource of adjacent copper-rich mineralization that would sit right next to Point Leamington, which would then in turn rapidly grow our in-pit resource moving forward as we build scale. And as the year progresses, we're going to look to begin doing metallurgical testing as well as the mineralogical work to support that as we lead into an upgraded resource in the future, and that will subsequently all come together to support a preliminary economic assessment on the deposit. So this is an example of some wide intervals of copper mineralization that were hit in the footwall, that were not in the current resource, that we're looking to expand upon in this current drilling campaign. And what you're seeing on the screen here are those green drill traces, are the first drill traces we're looking to drill to test that. And again, to test to grow that copper-rich mineralization adjacent to the known Point Leamington deposit. So in short, Point Leamington really is an amazing exploration opportunity. We're starting with a sizable massive sulfide deposit that again has been advanced, but hasn't been advanced with modern context, modern technology like geophysics to help aid in the growth of that resource. And our newly established technical team has outlined these very priority exploration targets to kickstart that vision for significant resource growth here at Point Leamington within the first 350 meters of the deposit, and then also following up later in the year to test the deposit's potential to extend at depth. As you saw in Ming, a lot of these deposits go to depth, and that's kind of the story, is they might have a shorter strike extent, but they will continue at depth and they're elongated. And that's something we'll also be testing as we continue to get in to Point Leamington with the drill bit here in 2026. And then beyond Point Leamington in Manitoba, where we're known for a very high-grade copper, Rainbow, and Pine Bay deposits, that still sits in permitting for an advanced exploration permit that we submitted about 8-9 months ago now. And we'll also in 2026 be completing some additional environmental work as well as community engagement that's necessary to submit for an Environmental Act permit. And that Environmental Act license is what would support full-scale production. So again, in terms of our asset base across Canada, we have a significant base in Manitoba, Newfoundland, and New Brunswick, and we're advancing things with the drill bit here in 2026 at Point Leamington as we continue the development work necessary to advance the really high-grade deposits that we have in Manitoba at Rainbow and the Pine Bay deposits respectively. So with that being said, Visionary Copper and Gold's entering the year with a lot of momentum. We are kickstarting exploration in Newfoundland for the first time, focused on significant resource growth with the drill bit very, very quickly as we continue to advance things in other areas of the portfolio, namely in Manitoba, with permitting. There's longer lead items. With that being said, we still have a very tight capital structure, just 22.5 million shares outstanding, and management is a significant holder of the company. I myself own just shy of 6%, and have been here for a significant period of time. So we're very excited for 2026 and what's to come in Newfoundland and beyond.